Show, the Primetime Angles with the one and only Pop Dibiase, the Primetime Capper. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I hope you are feeling the same. And it is time to get into it. And let's go ahead and jump into our first topic at hand, and that's going to be the Bolt Report. The Bolt Report. Chargers in another thriller on the road to beat the Vikings, 28-24. It just seems like every single week the Chargers game is always going to be the same. It's going to be the Chargers going against a team, trying to beat that team, being in a situation where it calls for them to literally have to wait till the last seconds to actually win that game. Yesterday, the Chargers were fortunate enough to make a blunder and still correct that blunder as well too. What happened was is that once again, Coach Staley was back to his old ways of calling a 4th and 1 at his own 24 with about a minute left to go in the game because the Chargers seemingly had to go ahead and do it so they wouldn't force themselves to even think about, giving up a touchdown late. But then they put themselves in a position where literally gave them a 25-yard, they were right at the 25-yard line once that did not work. But it's okay. Staley tried to give his team a chance to absolutely win the game, and you have to appreciate that. And what works out for them is they won the game. It does not matter. They won the game. And, you just got to take it for what it is. Even though they did lose Mike Williams for the season, he tore his ACL. He was pretty dejected on the sideline, so you had the feeling that it was going to be something more serious than just a few weeks. You kind of had the feeling that we were probably going to lose Mike Williams for the season, and, well, it's official. He's been lost for the season. Now, Herbert had one of the better games that anybody has had this year throwing the football. He went 40 for 47, threw for 405 yards, completed 85% of his passes, threw for 3 touchdowns. He was sacked once, but still, he finishes up the game with the 123.8 QBR. And then Keenan Allen was able to throw in some history himself. Keenan Allen threw a 49-yard trick play touchdown yesterday, and that resulted in some history because him and Jerry Rice are the only guys to catch 10-plus balls, go over 100 some odd yards receiving, and then throw a 40-yard touchdown pass. And yesterday, Keenan put on an absolute clinic, probably, I think, 5th all-time game-wise. The guy had 18 receptions yesterday for 215 yards. I know that's probably not going to be talked about a lot this week, but that's incredible. And then Mike Williams was able to chip in 7 receptions himself for 121 yards. Josh Palmer scored a touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown, with 4 receptions and 66 yards. And then who was really good for them yesterday was Gerald Everett. Everett was really consistent in being able to get them first downs by getting the extra yardage that they needed. He only had 6 catches that only amounted to 30 yards, but every time he touched the ball, it was in a situation where it was to get a first down. Then Daniel Parham, a guy who actually got knocked out in the game a few years ago, he had 2 very short goal line touchdowns that were absolutely incredible themselves because the accuracy and the degree of difficulty to make those catches. And then my last tidbit here is the real reason why they really won this game yesterday was a very impressive front 7 yesterday. Joey Bosa was able to add on to his sack total. He has 3 for the year now. He had a sack yesterday. But I'm really impressed with Morgan Fox and with this kid, Tua Pulotu. This guy is absolutely a beast as well, too. Tuli has been so good. And so these two really chipped it in yesterday, and they made for some great TV, and they really took care of their business. They went ahead and got 4 sacks yesterday. That was huge, and they've got 9 sacks over the last few weeks. The only thing that's killing the Chargers still, and it's every single week, is penalties and the back end of their defense. It's that simple. The Chargers could be a 3-0 team right now, being considered the best team in football, and pretty much they Yeah, it is funny. And then you don't talk crap to Keenan. Like, dog, stop talking. Got 18 balls on you. So that guy is probably going to get demoted this week. So pretty much we have that in store, I think. But all in all, you look at everything here, and the Chargers were just magnificent, man. They ran 64 plays to 78 and still wound up winning this game by 4 points. They weren't on the field longer than the Vikings either. It was about almost a 10-minute difference, and they still wound up winning this game. And they gave 29 first downs and still wound up winning this game. That's what makes this so incredible for the Chargers. But one thing was is that they had a great passing game, but they had a terrible rushing attack going on, and that's going to have to get fixed. So we'll see how it goes. But all in all, I think that the Chargers are on the up and up, and we'll have more to talk about with them tomorrow on NFL Bet Exchange as they take on their rival Raiders to try to get themselves in the 500 category and to get their first division win of the season as well too. So there's that, and the Chargers go ahead and get their first win of the year, 1-2 now. The Vikings drop to 0-3, but you know what? Viking fans, don't get too worried about it because you guys still have an opportunity to make some moves, make some noise, and you're still in a division that's fairly winnable. I know it sounds crazy today, but once again, it's only week 3 too, and we're still in September. You know, we can't, we're not winning Super Bowls in September, guys. Okay, and I keep stressing that to you guys a lot. So with that.